Hey guys, today I have the pleasure of bringing to you Tides of Darkness. So, Tides of Darkness is a participation in the event hosted by the Watch of Realms people, like a community event where you get to create a gameplay element and a gameplay design, and I get the privilege of presenting it to you guys. So, this is Tides of Darkness created by Panter. So, shout out Panter. And this whole thing was made by him, but he asked me to show it off, so that is what I'm going to be doing. And there's a lot to this thing, so I'm going to break it down as we go, and it's really, really cool. And if it was added to the game, I think it would definitely fit, which is really what I find important with this sort of thing. So, to start off, this is a roguelike mode. So, for those of you who don't know what a roguelike is, it's essentially a role playing game where you go through a dungeon with procedurally generated levels and all of that stuff, right? We all know what a roguelike is. And this is the take for Watcher of Realms. So, in Tides of Darkness, you gotta defend the world of Tia from Tides of Darkness in a roguelike mode. You travel through all of the regions from the frozen northern tundra to scorching infernal realms, helping the oppressed gain their freedom, discovering ancient secrets, or toppling empires. You encounter heroes with lore-accurate quests. This game kind of needs a bit more cohesive lore, let's be real here, so this would definitely help. And then you recruit them to your side. There's multiple progression systems to help you on your journey, and there's rich seasonal rewards, which is pretty cool. Now, to start off, we have a little bit of a description here, which is in the world of Tia. After you choose your starting region, so in the lore, there's quite a few regions, so you would get to pick one, and you get to go through them. As you can see, the regions are all over here on the left. Um, they will all have random number of nodes and fixed main event nodes. Clearing a node will unlock its connecting nodes, allowing player the option to choose his own path unless he triggers an event he must deal with. So normal roguelike stuff there. And then each region will feature main storyline alongside hero quests that are lore accurate. You get treasure chests, relics, and there will be hostile deities of the region, which will apply negative effects for the player while in their region. So as you can see, we got an example of the deity there, which I assume there will be one for every region. Pretty cool there. And as you can see, we got some different things to fulfill when you are in those regions, which give you some points towards completing things, and it's pretty cool. I really, really like this idea, and it would definitely help expand the lore a little bit and help out a lot with the world building, which I feel like kind of lacks in this game a little bit. Personal opinion, but you know what it is. So here is the map. As you can see, we got all of these things. We got the mountains, Elder Woods, we got Infernal Volcano, Infernal Realms, the Dark Sea. There's a lot of stuff here. Panther did a great job at putting this together. And this is just kind of an example of your progression to going through, and there would be a lot of heroes there. I assume you would fight, and pretty cool idea here. So you could see a lot of familiar faces. I like that Sorzus is here as like the only rare, which I personally like a lot. But yeah, so this is a very, very cool map, and let's move on. Now, we do have something where at the start of the run, you will get to choose one deity to bestow a blessing, which will persist throughout the entire run, and I assume maybe you would be able to unlock more as you go on. Now, some of the deities, as you can see, this one is not in the game, but it's pretty cool. And then we got a bunch of other heroes that are in the game, and that's pretty sick. And as you can see, for an example for Zelsius, we have hero choices at summoning stones is +1, which brings us to the summoning. So the summoning, as you can see here, is during the journey throughout the world, you'll come across summoning stones, so different things where you're able to recruit more heroes, and then you get to pick out of all of the heroes. So as you can see, we got Shamir the Goat, A3, Daddy Shamir, best hero in the game. We got Gogran, Selkath, Haran, and Screef. So you get to pick them, and I assume they do a bunch of other stuff. And if we trigger that blessing, which we showed from earlier, then you're able to pick two, which is pretty cool. Now, if you can't progress further with heroes you obtain from summoning stones, you can reset the run and start over. bringing in some of that roguelike aspect there, where if you lose, you just gotta restart. And then one-time rewards like chests will not be available again until seasonal reset. This is kind of an interesting concept, and either way, this is pretty cool. Classic roguelike stuff. Now, hero progression. Heroes will have their progression saved throughout each run, and season resets. Heroes will be unlocked and added to summoning pool once their corresponding quest is completed in the world. We got starter units, item quests, encounter quests, regional quests, chain quests, and trigger quests, and all of that stuff. We got limited number of upgrade material chests will be scattered throughout the map. Chests will reset in new random location on season resets. So once you open the resources gained from the chest, they will be randomly applied to editable unlocked heroes. So I don't know if this is supposed to go outside of the kind of gameplay in this. If you actually get them outside or not, I don't really know, but it is still a very cool idea. Now the maximum hero potential will be, Awaken 5, Promotion 6, blah 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 blah, max exclusive artifact, and gear will not be applied. I really really like that gear part. I hate when gear happens in this certain thing, so that's definitely very good. And then some quest examples, because we talk about quests a lot. We need to show some examples. So every hero has a quest which you have to do for the hero to be unlocked. Quest conditions are not shown, but rather discovered throughout playing or figuring out their unlock conditions based on their lore. We got the item quest, which is where you bring him an item. Encounter quest is where, yeah, we got encounter quests. We got regional quests, which you got to pick which one, and then trigger quests, which you got to do certain requirements to trigger it, hence the name. And then chain quests is you do multiple things, which is pretty cool. I love having quest variety, so it's not just the same boring thing. So that's something that really really matters to me. Next we got racial bonuses, aka different races like orcs, demons, and elves, like you can see there. They each will have their heroes boosted passively as more nodes are unlocked. So you get the regional bonus, the worldwide bonus, the post-deployment bonus, and then you unlock special abilities. As you can see, we have some examples here for elves. We got orcs, we got demons, stuff like that. Really, really cool. Power up system. We always love power up systems. And then we got relics, which essentially is kind of like gear, but only for this mode, so not outside of this mode, as you can see. And they definitely help a lot. And as the commander, you're able to equip them. The relic slot is unlocked each time a region is 100% completed, which is pretty cool. And here's some examples here if you would like to read them. Some apply burning, poison, or freeze. Some apply max HP damage, stuff like that, right? And then moving on to the final thing for this kind of example is at any point during the season, the player can challenge Tides of Darkness. The players will face waves of enemies and claim seasonal rewards. Number of waves can be challenged depending on the percentage of regional completion. Every 10% adds one wave, and at 100%, player will face boss from that region. I love bosses, so that is always great. Regional bosses are deities that hinder players' progress in each region. There will be 2 separate attempts that will be recorded and 2 sets of reward granted at the end of the season. In one attempt, players will use heroes that he unlocked in the mode. In the second attempt, players will use heroes that he owns in the main game. Attempt will allow the use of gear. And as you can see, you would get a ton of different rewards, which is great. So it's a really, really interesting idea. Part of why I really, really like this whole idea is for a couple reasons. One, I think a roguelike mode would fit really well. Two, the lore is a big kind of halting point in this game. I feel like it's not expanded enough and it's not that interesting. I mean, I could barely tell you guys what happened in the world. So this would definitely give an excuse to expand on the world building and all of that stuff, which I think for a game of this type would be a good thing. And then it would also allow us to have more things to do that would be interesting, more rewards, because I know a lot of people are talking about how they don't have enough gleamings or it's too hard to get legendary soul stones. This would definitely help. I like a lot of the ideas. by having it so that you can go through it without needing to be at a certain caliber of account. That is always good. Like the Demon Crusade was so fun and so good. And that didn't require anything, right? So that's definitely a big positive for me. I think with a bit more expansion and refinement with some of these ideas, if you guys have any suggestions, definitely leave them in the comments because that would definitely help. I just think this has a lot of really good things I've been looking for a while in this game, which I think would be really, really unique and really, really interesting. And let's be real, guys, more rewards are always good. But yeah, so big thanks to Panter for letting me cover it. And I mean a lot of work was put into this, so massive props to him for all of this stuff. It looks sick, and the amount of work that probably was put into this is a ton. So I don't know if there's like a voting thing for this challenge, but W Panther. But yeah, so that's all I wanted to cover. Just quickly go over it, you know, just kind of talk about it a little bit. Definitely looks very, very interesting, and I would love a mode like this to be added because we do not really have anything like this, and it truly does fit in the gameplay of the game, and you can keep that gameplay in the game, right? Like you go into these fights, you play it like it usually is played, just a bit different because it's good to have stuff that's slightly different. Better than farming, in my opinion. Let's put it that way. But yeah, so that's everything from me. Just figured I would cover it. Big thanks to the Panther once again, and best of luck. So, Destined and Destined signing out.